Welcome to the Lorenzo Mission Institute. The Lorenzo Mission Institute was founded in 1987 by Jaime Cardinal Sin, the former Archbishop of Manila. As a seminary, it has an integral formation for mission. It is noteworthy that there are 16 significant things you may find in the seminary which will provide you more information about its identity, direction, mission, and charism. Let us mention these inspiring images. Number 1. The mural image. At the left corner facing the seminary edifice, you will find a beautiful work of art done by Francisco Borboa in 1994. It was completed at the advent of the pastoral visit of John Paul II in 1995. By looking at the mural image, one may immediately understand that the whole building is a seminary and home of priestly formation. Number 2. The Moon Gate. The Moon Gate is an ancient form of Chinese architecture. In the ancient Chinese culture, it was especially created and used in gardens and places of importance that showed beauty and grandness. Every time a person enters through the Moon Gate is reminded that he is entering a special place. At the Lorenzo Mission Institute, beyond the Moon Gate is the chapel, which is the heart of the seminary. Number 3. The Chapel. The chapel has a unique feature of its own. It has a taste of culture and missionary spirituality. It is adorned with Chinese cultural elements like images, facade, and furniture. The spirit of culture, interculturality, prayer, silence, meditation and recollection are the dispositions when one enters the chapel, which is the heart of the entire seminary formation. Number 4. The image of Jesus as the high priest. At the center of the chapel, the image of Christ as the high priest catches immediately our attention. It is a usual thing to find the crucifix placed at the center of every chapel or a liturgical celebration. However, at the Lorenzo Mission Institute, one will find the image of Jesus as the high priest. It is purposely done to dispose seminarians and priests to imitate and draw inspiration and blessing from Jesus, their model of the priesthood. This image is based on Hebrews 7 verse 17, which says, "For it is declared, you are a priest forever according to the order of Melchizedek." Number 5. The statue of Our Lady of China. At the left side of the chapel is the image of the Blessed Mother with the title Our Lady of China. She is a symbol of integration because of its Chinese cultural features. She is the image of humility and purity, the ever-Virgin Mary who stands at the right side of Jesus and the source of joy and hope. She is regarded as the companion of all missionaries, as she is called the star of evangelization. Number 6. The stools. The chapel is provided with stools of Chinese design. It has no backrest, which disposes a person to discipline, sacrifice, concentration, and love for prayer. Since stools preceded the concept and development of chairs with backrest, the stools in the chapel of the Lorenzo Mission Institute imbues one with the feature of antiquity to value culture and history. Number 7. The gong. The gong is symbolic of Oriental culture, spiritual movement, religion, and people. In the East, it used for prayer and meditation, chanting and singing. At the Lorenzo Mission Institute, the gong is used for liturgical celebrations, moments of prayer like the Holy Hour and other devotions. Number 8. The visit of a pope. One of the unique features in the history of the Lorenzo Mission Institute is the visit of John Paul II in 1995. He knelt down before the tabernacle and before the image of Jesus Christ as the high priest. His visit to the seminary provided inspiration towards priestly formation and mission. Number 9. The tabernacle. Following the features of the Chinese motif, the tabernacle has Chinese structure and design. It illustrates the temple of heaven, and it has a Chinese roof and body structure. And now our faith tells us that it is the home of Christ and his presence in the chapel. Number 10. The urn for incense. The urn is called the ash catcher of the Chinese incense sticks, which are burned in moments of prayer, honoring the saints, the veneration of ancestors, and the worship of God. The adaptation through the use of the urn in liturgical services adds more cultural relevance, liturgical adaptation, and missionary dynamism in the seminary. Number 11. The statue of Saint Lorenzo Ruiz. The statue of Saint Lorenzo Ruiz in the Lorenzo Mission Institute is unique. Most of the statues of Saint Lorenzo Ruiz is seen in its traditional prayer position. However, the statue of Saint Lorenzo Ruiz in the chapel is found to have his hands outstretched and raised up, which demonstrates a life of total dependence, total offering, total sacrifice, and total surrender to God. Number 12. The stained glasses. The 6 beautiful stained glasses on both sides of the chapel demonstrate the sources each member of the Lorenzo Ruiz Mission Society and the Lorenzo Mission Institute draw for his missionary inspiration. We have Saint Joseph, who is the patron saint of the Universal Church. His service and mission towards Jesus inspires every missionary to serve Jesus wholeheartedly as well. Next, Saint Lorenzo Ruiz. The patron saint of LMI and the LRMS, is an inspiration to total dedication and devotion of one's life for Christ. He said, "If I had 1,000 lives, I would still offer them all to God." Next, Our Lady of China. She is a symbol of inspiration for cultural integration and popular piety. Every missionary desires to belong to culture and be integrated into the fabric of life among the people he serves. Next, Saint Francis Xavier. He is an inspiration of perseverance in mission. He serves as the secondary patron of the LMI and the LRMS. Next, Martyr Saints of China. They are symbols of communion and charity. During the Boxer Rebellion that happened in China, they offered their lives for the church and for Christ. And Saint Therese of Lisieux. She is considered a patroness of mission. We draw inspiration from her love for the mission through prayer and desire to go to encounter cultures and peoples. Number 13. The 3 doors. The level of doors is an important feature of the Lorenzo Mission Institute. The 3 doors are symbolic of Chinese cosmic, spiritual beliefs and philosophy. The first door is symbolic of the outer world. The second door is symbolic of our inner space. The third door is symbolic of world of God and the world of the spirits. Number 14. The paintings. The painting on the walls of the recreation hall with the inscription, "Do not be afraid," was the pastoral maxim of John Paul II when he visited the Lorenzo Mission Institute in 1995. The phrase, which was translated into Tagalog and Chinese, hangs at the wall of the recreation hall. The other painting hangs on the wall of the seminary refectory, which depicts the event of the Last Supper. These paintings of Francisco Borboa inspire everyone to serve in the mission of Christ and the Church without fear. Number 15. The image of the parable of the sower. This image lies at the rear part of the chapel. It reminds every missionary that he has the mission of spreading the word to every culture regardless of the kind of soil they may fall. Besides, every missionary has to appreciate the good elements present in every culture. It is because the logos spermatikos, or the seeds of the word, had already been sown by the Holy Spirit before the missionary arrives in a given culture. Number 16. The Lion Guards. The Lion Guards, which are seated and placed at the entrance of the Lorenzo Mission Institute, speak of the mission that will bring the symbiosis between the Chinese culture and the Christian faith. These images remind every missionary about the importance of cultural elements, changing contexts, and spiritual dispositions in the work of mission. So, these are the unique things you will find at the Lorenzo Mission Institute. Mabuhay!